Buggers. Welcome back, everybody, to the Colonel Does Novus Inceptio. So, in the last episode, I kind of hinted that I guess I didn't really hint. I came out and said it. Uh, my kind of goal with this series, at least for now anyway, is to take a kind of a tutorial-esque approach to how I approach the game, kind of a systematic. This is how you do this. This is how you do this. All building up to when we start going exploring. So we've got food. You know, we spent a couple episodes doing that. We did the farming, and then now we've got storage here, and we've got all of our tools built, and we figured out how to mine iron and stuff like that. So that's all great. What I want to do today is look at combat. So these little guys, where'd they go? These little guys. So if you've tried, when you first started the game, if you tried to try and fight these guys, you probably died. Just like I did. When I first logged into the game and I started trying to get combat with these guys, it was not good. So what I want to do today is tackle these guys. And show you how to fight. The fighting mechanics in the game are not the best right now. And actually, if you go into the menu here, so we pull up the menu, and I think survival, not the menu, I'm sorry, help. You have wounds, and you have fighting. And it does tell you that fighting is currently in the very early stage of development. So it does have some issues. It's not the most robust thing in the world, but it is workable, and it does give you some things that are very valuable. And this is really how you're going to get your leather, is by killing animals. Primarily the deer and I think the rabbits. Probably want to stick to the rabbits to start, but it kind of gives you a rundown of some of the non-aggressive, so they'll never attack. They'll just try to escape, like the rabbit and the deer. Fighting deer is going to be very difficult because they do kind of they run away from you, and it's, you know, unless they stop and you try and attack them, they're still going to try and run away. They're not going to attack you back. Semi-aggressive are the crabs, and aggressive is the wolf. When you come across a wolf, and you've probably seen it already in the series a few times, when you come across the wolf, you automatically go into combat mode. To go into combat mode, you just hit your tab key, and actually, there we go. So this is normal mode. You're just kind of running around exploring, and then you hit your tab, and you're back into combat mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what we need to do to fight these guys. So when you first start out the game, you have a knife. And it took me a long time to figure this out. So when you have your knife, even if you make it like the active weapon, before 0.16 update, you could actually select. So I would hit Control 8. And that would make it the active tool, I guess. So in this case, I'd be looking at this guy here, the crude knife. This is what you start with. So if I was to do that, it would make it the active tool, but it actually didn't do anything. I tried it with the sword as well. Didn't do anything. And then it dawned on me that I actually have to go open my character profile. So to do that, you hit your C key, and it brings up your data sheet. And this is where you put your weapon. So we've already crafted these. I can go. Let me bring up the crafting menu. So the weapons here, you can bring up. So with the weapons, you can craft an axe, you can craft a knife, or you can craft a shield. We've already crafted our shield, and that basically is one ingot. Or a plank. So you can make a wooden shield, or you can make an iron shield. I think I made a wooden one. Oh, I did make an iron one. Okay. So I just used an ingot for that. Now to make a sword, you need the anvil. And if we go to the crafting menu for the anvil, you can see the sword here. And the sword requires 2 blades, 3 blades. Oh wow, 3 blades, a handle, and a rope. And the blades, I think the one I made was iron, so I made 3 iron ingots, and so we're good to go with our weapon. So in order to actually use your weapon, which is what I didn't figure out initially, was that you need to put it in this slot here. So let's put our crude knife in that slot, since that's what most people are going to start out with. And if we go into combat, so now we've got the sword out, or the knife out, so we can left click to attack, and I think right click is a block. And hitting is kind of literally hit and miss. And I don't know if I'm even doing any damage to this guy. And this is the problem with the combat, is that it's very imprecise. So he hit me. You can see with that the redness around the screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can see that I've got the little red bar around the guy, and it's very low now on him. Okay, so I am hitting him. That's good. Okay, so now we've hit him. We can see that our hit points are now at 84%. So we've gone down a bit, and we continue to go down, and we're going to continue to drop until we heal ourselves. So let's so in order to loot the corpse, you actually have to go into normal mode. I need to turn off my notices. I thought I turned those off. So in this case, this guy's got two meat, so you need a knife to harvest that. So now we've got 2 meat uncooked, which is great. So that's another way of getting food. Now let's see if let's try and move that guy back over here. Put our sword up here. And we can also put our shield up here. Alright, so now let's see if we can find a rabbit. So the crabs will just give you meat, I believe. I don't think they give you anything more. But if you find a rabbit, the rabbit... Oh, there's another crab. Let's see how quickly we can take care of this guy with a sword. Okay, so... Oh, alright, so I blocked it. Cool. Okay, so we're doing some pretty good damage on this guy. We're missing probably about 50% of the time. There we go. Take care of him. And then we come out of combat and we can harvest the meat, which is good. We can at least just harvest it rather than have to pick over an inventory. I like that aspect of it. Let's see. Don't want to hit any more crabs. See if we can... Oh, there's a rabbit. I see you. So these guys don't run away as quickly. And I think these guys drop like a pelt, I think. And also you need to pay attention to your stamina, which I'm not. This is why it's a pain in the butt to try and hunt deer, or even rabbits for that matter, as you can see, because you're chasing them all over the place, and you have to watch your stamina. And if you're running around all over the place trying to hunt down a deer, it's going to take a lot to kill that thing. So there we go. All right, so we can pick a pelt, and we can pick the meat. All right, so with the pelts, I believe they count as leather. So let's see, let's go into leather pack. Leather pack requires 2 leather. Okay, so we can't make that. There we go. So the leather raw is what the pelt counts as. So if you wanted to make leather, then you would require 2 leather raw and 2 lye. Lye is just is just ash and water, and ash you can get from output from your campfire. So you just combine those two, use a bucket of water, use some ash, and you get some lye, and then you can use that to create leather, and then you use leather to create, leather packs. So that is how you can actually make leather armor. We'll get into that, I think, in the next episode, the armor part. But combat, this is pretty much it for combat. There's not too much to it. You just kind of go into your combat mode. You can strike with your left mouse button, and you can defend with your right mouse button. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, you're probably going to want some armor if you're going after wolves and stuff. But, Alright, so let's go into healing. So you can see that we're down to 65 hit points. And we probably could do this out in the open, but I kind of like to centralize myself around here. Makes me feel comfortable. Alright, so let's bring up our character sheet. So you can see our health is continuing to drop. So I think I already made some. Oh, I didn't. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go into our crafting menu. And we want to go into survival. I'm sorry, not survival, alchemy. So for alchemy, you can use a healing cover, or we have bandages. Bandages will heal for much more than the healing cover. So what I would recommend you do is to really, just make a bunch of healing covers and convert them to bandages. So let's do the healing cover first so we can autofill. And for that, all you need is herbs. And for those, it's much easier to find azalea bushes. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a bunch of azalea bushes over in this area here. Possibly over here as well. Really good to harvest the azalea parts of those. When you harvest azalea bushes, you're harvesting not just the azalea, but you're also harvesting leaves. It's the azalea that you want. So let's go back into our crafting menu, and we autofill. So let's make 10 of these. Alright, what will become readily apparent when you're crafting these healing covers is that one healing cover, to craft it, takes 50% of your stamina. So you can craft 2 of them before your stamina runs out entirely, which it's kind of annoying, because if you want to kind of craft a bunch of these and stockpile them, you're really going to have to eat all the time or drink all the time. And that's the only, if you stand in water, let's, for example, let's go stand in water, and you can see that our stamina is going to increase much quicker than if we weren't. And if we just go and eat something, even though we're at 95%, if we eat something, it refills our stamina bar entirely. So you're either going to go through a lot of food, or you're just going to spend a lot of time waiting for your stamina to recharge back to full. So crafting 10 of these, you basically empty your stamina bar for every 2 of them, and then you have to wait for it to go back at 100% or eat, and then go back down. It's a pain. So it does take a little bit of a while to get the healing covers. So let's close this. All right, so we've got our data sheet out. So let's take a look at the bandages. So for the bandages, we need a healing cover and we need fiber. And I can't remember if we have any fiber. We don't. So let's make a few fiber. And the crafting time for the bandage or the healing cover does take a little bit longer than crafting normal things. Although it looks like this is taking a while too. I don't remember it taking this long. I wonder if the stamina is going down quicker because we're hurt. That could be it. Hopefully we can at least get one of these. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Finish, 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 finish. Yes, okay, cool. Alright, so we at least got enough material to craft one bandage. So let's go back to our alchemy menu and let's autofill for the bandage. And we're going to craft the bandage, but I need to get back up to 50%, so I'm just going to eat something. There we go. Alright, so we're going to craft a bandage, and I want to do a comparison. So this stops wounds and heal the part of health. Very good. Okay, so we've got our bandage and we've got our cover, healing cover. So let's go into our inventory and let's move these to a hotbar just to make it a little easier on ourselves. Oh wait, what? Oh, okay. So there's different healing covers depending on the material that you use. Interesting. I don't believe it matters. I think it's just a difference. It may matter at some point down the road, though. So it's good to keep that in mind. Okay, so we have our data sheet. Okay, so you can see we've got the red around here, and that is to indicate, obviously, that we're hurt. And if we look at our health, it's continuing to drop. So regardless of whether you use the bandage or the healing cover, using one application will stop the healing drop, and it will actually start healing you. So you will start regaining hit points. So let's use 8. So let's take a look at the number here. We've got 46. Let's get it down to 46 even. Alright, so you can see that we're now starting to regain health much quicker because we're healing. Now if we use the bandage, this should increase dramatically, right? So it goes from 47 to 53, so that's like an increase of 6-ish hit points. So if you are just looking to heal, then you can use the healing cover. But if you want to heal a bunch of health at a time, then you can use the bandages. Both of them will start healing you, and you'll start regaining hit points. So that's really the main difference, is that the healing cover will start the healing process. Well, both of them will start the healing process, but the healing cover doesn't actually jump any hit points, so you don't actually gain any back. It's a gradual increase as you start, heal over time. But the bandage will actually jump you like 5, let's say for a range of 5 to 7, because I'm not positive. I haven't done really a lot of number crunching on it, but that will give you at least like 5 to 7, let's say, hit point gain. And then obviously it has the same properties as the healing cover in that you can heal over time. So if we just need to wait for this to heal, or you can craft a bunch of these and just heal yourself back up. Probably much more economical just to kind of wait it out, but it could take maybe 5-10 minutes depending on how low you are in hit points. So that's really combat and healing in a nutshell in the game. Not a lot to it, but definitely well worth it, and you definitely survive a lot longer. If you die, you're just gonna respawn back at the tower, and then you can just put yourself into a new body and start over at age 19, and you won't lose anything, but it could be a pain in the butt if you've started building something like way over yonder or something. So yeah, that's combat and healing. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them below. Hopefully this helped, and I guess until next episode where we're going to tackle armor, please do take care.